Boom! Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. Another crazy action-packed day. The stock market crash is back on, but another green day inside of the True Trading Group family, folks. We're going to break it all down for you here today. GDP number tomorrow. PCE number Thursday. A lot to unpack as the market crash is back on and continuing. What does that mean from here? Where do we go? Is it safe to start buying stuff in the long-term portfolio, or how much more downside is there? We're going to unpack all that here today in this live stream. If you guys are having a hard time while doing this, while working full-time jobs, don't worry about it. We're going to break that down for you guys here as well. My name is Michael Edward, and I've been trading and investing for over 15 years, folks. Started my career working for a fund in New York City. My first job right out of college. Then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession, the stock market crash. But also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. 15 years later, I'm now the head trader and co-founder of True Trading Group, the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform that is available today. Folks, since 2016, my team of 8 other professional traders and myself have helped thousands of people from all over the world, from all walks of life, achieve their financial goals. If you're ready to learn, trade, and profit for real, you've come to the place. Take a moment, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share this stream on your own social media. We come on here day after day, night after night, and I keep telling you guys, no matter what's going on in this market, there are opportunities. This market is overflowing with opportunities. In True Trading Group, we are going to teach you how to identify those opportunities and profit from them. And we're going to do a lot of that heavy lifting for you, kind of like what happened today. All right, kind of like what happened today. Now, I've been saying for quite a while, folks, that this market is just filled with volatility and opportunity, and I still don't necessarily think that the bottom is in, but I have started adding in my long-term portfolio and a list of names. Last Friday, June 17th, I added a lot of stuff in my long-term portfolio, but I still have a big chunk of cash on the sidelines that I'm waiting to deploy because I do think we get one more new low on the year, and then I'm going to move that money back into the market, and I'll go over that game plan with you guys all here. But I've been saying for a while that I did not believe, that the bottom was in, and we've been talking about it. People call me crazy in the end of May, beginning of June, when I said the bottom wasn't in, and then sure enough, you got inflation numbers in June, the markets then tanked. Well, we've got inflation data coming out here in just a couple of days. You got the final revised GDP number for Q1 that's coming out tomorrow, and then you've got the PCE, okay, which is another piece of inflation data that we're going to be getting on Thursday. That's going to be the number that we have to pay attention to. That's the number that can really potentially move this market. So we're going to unpack all that here for you guys today on this live stream. While most people out there are officially crapping their pants, in recent weeks and recent months, fear because the stock market's crashing, fear, of inflation, fear of recession, fear of all of this crazy volatility, guys, we continue to make money in True Trading Group as we did today. And we are capitalizing on this volatility and getting some amazing deals on fantastic companies in our long-term portfolios. The stock market crash has been and continues to be, in my opinion, an amazing opportunity, both from an active trading standpoint, whether you're day trading or swing trading, but then also when the dust settles, I think you're going to be left with a phenomenal opportunity in long-term portfolios. And that's what I've been saying basically for the entire year. If you're on the sidelines right now, plain and simple, I think that you're wrong. And I think that you're going to miss out. I do. All right. So listen, we're going to unpack for you guys today a big time win on a swing trade from Friday that we took profits on again here today. Just over a 60% gain on the option for those members that followed along with an option contract. I shorted a particular stock on Friday. And whenever I short a trade, or whenever I trade large caps in general, I will always alert members to an option contract. If they want to follow along with me on the trade idea, I'll give them an option. So if you don't have the capital to trade, a $100 or $200 stock, I'll give you the option to coincide with it if you want to follow me on the trade. Okay. So I shorted the individual stock itself. That stock is down about 13%. But the option contract up about over 60%. So congratulations on that. We're going to unpack that. I'm going to recap that, but then we're talking GDP number tomorrow, PCE number Thursday, what it means to the market, and the stock market crash that's back on. First, before I get into that, I want to give some time for people to log on. I'll let you guys, just people are wrapping up the trading day. I want to open the floor up for a blanket Q&A session. Give some time for people to log on. You guys can ask me whatever's on your mind. Don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Asking questions is how you guys learn. And to help me with that, I'm actually going to bring on my business partner and co-founder of True Trading Group. Adam is going to come on. He's going to help me go through that Q&A session so you guys can fire away and begin typing questions in chat right now. And let's go ahead and begin the Q&A, folks.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man?
How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. The markets are crashing, the sky is falling, but we, nailed a home run trade today. So I'm actually in a pretty good mood today. While most people might be taking a bit of a somber mood, I'm actually feeling pretty good right now, man. Can't lie.
All right. Well, first question I want to know is this. Why does your background look so bad right now?
I'm down in Miami. I'm in the Miami office, folks. I'm in one of the back offices in the Miami office. So, that's where I'm at, man. So I'm not at my house, so I don't have my fireplace behind me and the mantle behind me.
I thought that was a green screen.
No. Isn't there like a background I can just put up here? Like,
no, don't do that. It'll be worse.
On the restream?
Yeah. No, it'll just be worse. I could put like a Led Zeppelin poster behind you if you'd like. Anyways, let's talk about this. Mike, how much worse does the stock market crash get? I think a lot of people felt that we were maybe out of the woods. I know you've been saying that you thought there was another bottom, but also it's natural for people to be hopeful. Nobody wants to see it go too much lower, except maybe for people in TTG because we're killing it. But tell me, how much worse does this stock market crash get before we start to see, it get better?
I mean, listen, I think you got a little bit more downside. I don't necessarily think that. Here's what I think. I think that July is going to be a real push-pull. I think you're going to get, once you finally get inflation data for June in the middle of July, once you finally get that data, I think that it's going to actually show that inflation in June is actually light because you've had a big pullback in commodity prices. Now, commodities started recovering today, which in my opinion had a lot to do with the sell-off that you had in the markets today, alongside with some consumer confidence data that came out at 10 o'clock this morning that reversed the entire market. I think that once you get Q2 earnings, which are going to be starting up in July, it's going to be a situation where companies are going to revise their guidance lower for the rest of the year in the anticipation of the recession. And once companies revise guidance lower, analysts can revise earnings estimates down, and that'll bring down stock prices. And that is what I think then gives you one more new low. And I think we get down maybe into the 350s. And then I think the markets bounce from there once you start to get inflation numbers for June. And if the inflation numbers come in under the expectation, and that shows that inflation has peaked, and then if July's inflation number comes in where that has also come down slightly, like let's say you were 8.5 in April, you were 8.6 in May. Let's say you're 8.3 in June, and then maybe you're 8.1 in July, right? If you start to see that, then that's when I think then the markets could have bottomed in July. Okay. The scenario where I will be wrong is because I think the markets by the end of the year, I think the markets will be a little higher than they are in July. So I'll be wrong about that thought process if inflation in June and July continues ticking higher. So like it was 8.6 in May. Let's say if in June it's 8.7, in July it's 8.8. If that's the case, then I will be wrong with that analysis. So my thoughts on the markets moving higher towards the end of the year is based on the expectation that inflation will peak in the summer. and then start to come down slightly. Not quickly. You're not going to get inflation back to 2 to 3%, but inflation can come off of the 8s and go down to the 6s or 7s. And that would allow the markets, in my opinion, to breathe into the end of the year, because that'll allow the Fed to be a little bit less aggressive, which would then slightly reduce the chances of a recession. And that's what I think then will let the markets kind of recover into the end of the year.
Awesome. All right, next question, right? I'm going to rapid fire these off. So I got some good ones. All right.
Okay, I like it. Let's do it.
All right. I'd like you to explain the relationship between volatility and opportunity in the stock market.
Sure. So let's talk about this in two different ways, in the sense of active trading and in the sense of long-term investing. When markets are going up, there's very low levels of volatility. The markets go up very slow, steady, and very calmly, the little stair steps, right? When the markets go down, they go down very fast, very aggressively. So when it comes to talking about opportunity in the long-term portfolio, you guys want to buy stocks when they're down. You don't necessarily want to buy stocks when they're trading up at all-time highs. If it's your long-term portfolio, these are companies that you want to buy today and hold for the next 3, 5, 7, 10 years, right? So you want to buy those stocks when the stocks are down. So when volatility appears, and volatility comes when markets go down, because stocks go down a lot faster than they go up. We have a saying in True Trading Group that, bulls take the stairs, bears take the window, right? The stocks go down much faster than they go up. And that volatility will create opportunity for you to invest in your long-term portfolio. Every single time the stock market has gone down more than 20% in 1 year, every single time in history since the inception of the stock market, it has proven to be a wealth-building opportunity in your long-term portfolio. So therefore, volatility, when the markets go down, creates the opportunity for you to invest in your long-term portfolio. That's on the long-term side. On the active side, volatility is bigger movements in a single day. That's what volatility is. So like the VIX, which tracks volatility, what the VIX actually measures is how big of a move traders expect the market to make in a given day. That is the actual thing that the VIX is tracking. Some people call it the fear gauge or the fear index or volatility index, and that's exactly what it is. But as the VIX goes higher, that means that the moves that the market will make in one day is expected to be bigger. Those bigger moves provide you with better opportunities as an active trader because you get so much directional follow through. So when you short a stock, or if you buy put options and you get these huge moves to the downside where the markets sell off by 12 points in a single day, that's how you get these gains on options specifically of 50, 60, 100, 200, 300% in a single day, because you're getting such huge moves in the market. And that's not typically how the markets trade. For the SPY to move 12 points in a single day is not necessarily the norm. That's a very volatile day for the overall SPY and the S&P 500. So that volatility creates the opportunity for you from a directional trading standpoint, but then also from long-term investing.
Excellent. All right, awesome. Next question I have here, this is getting a little specific with regard to tomorrow, but Mike, what is GDP and how can tomorrow's GDP numbers influence the overall markets tomorrow?
I actually don't think that GDP numbers tomorrow are going to have that big of an impact.
Start with what are GDP numbers?
Gross domestic product. It really just, factors in and values all of the final goods and services that a country creates or that a country generates. Okay. So it's the economic output that a country has. What goods are produced, what services are produced, and what's the value of all of those things once you combine them together, and that's your GDP. All right. Now, we got a negative GDP number for the first quarter of 2022. All right. Negative 1.5. I believe the next revision was negative 1.1, and you're going to get the third revision tomorrow for Q1 GDP, which I don't think it's going to be anything of a drastic change. It'll still show a negative number for that first quarter. The GDP number that I really care about is the one that you're going to get in July, which is going to be your Q2 GDP number, because the technical definition of a recession is 2 quarters back to back of negative GDP growth. So you got 1 quarter in Q1 that was negative, and you're going to get the third revision of that number. So it'll be the final number for what Q1 GDP actually was. That's going to factor in like corporate profits and like everything. It's going to be like GDP by industry. So you're going to see which industry had the best GDP versus which industries had the most contraction of GDP. You're going to get all those details tomorrow. But the real GDP number that's going to matter is going to be the GDP number you get that comes out in July, and that'll give you the reading of what Q2 GDP was. And if the number comes in negative, then that's a technical definition of a recession.
Awesome. One second. Because I gotta. Sorry, one moment. All right, here we go. What I left out the word because it didn't fit, but what pending financial or economic data should traders and investors be looking out for in the coming months? Obviously, you mentioned GDP a second ago. And how do you foresee that data influencing the market?
It's going to literally be...
Well, let's start with what is that data and then how that goes.
So the data that's going to be the most important, there's going to be so much information the market's going to digest in July. The volatility you're going to experience in July, I think, is going to be off the charts. In July, you're going to get June's inflation number. That's going to be CPI and PPI. You're going to get the startup. You're going to get, the roll into the bulk of earnings for Q2. So Q2 earnings are going to be rolling out. Companies are going to give you what they did in Q2, how they fought off inflation or failed to fight off inflation and increase in costs. But then they're going to give you their estimates and their guidance for the rest of the year. If they revise their guidance lower, that's what I mean by, I mentioned this earlier, then analysts revise their earnings estimates lower, and then stock prices come down. Okay. So you have the inflation numbers that are going to come out. Now that's important because if inflation continues to run hot, that means the Fed has to be more aggressive to fight inflation. And the more aggressive the Fed has to be to fight inflation, the more likely we go into a recession. If the inflation numbers come in light and they're under the expectations, then the Fed still needs to be aggressive, but not as aggressive. And then the less aggressive the Fed has to be, the less likely that you go into the recession. So the market's going to really be fixated on inflation as one of the biggest drivers of price action for the month of July that you're going to have, because there's no Fed meeting in August. You just had the Fed raise rates by 75 basis points in June. Okay. They're going to most likely do 75 basis points in July. You have no Fed meeting in August. So if the Fed finishes July with June inflation numbers coming down, that I think gives the Fed enough confidence to do nothing in August and then wait for the September meeting to do their next rate hike. And I think by that time, they won't have to do 75. They'll do like 50. But if inflation comes in hot for June and then hot again for July, then I think the Fed is going to do an emergency intermeeting rate hike in August. If inflation is still going up, there's no way the Fed does nothing in August. I think the Fed will raise rates again in August if inflation is still going higher. Now, if that's the case and this market goes significantly lower, if that is the case, then you're probably talking about my worst case scenario this year is probably like 320 on the SPY. That's worst case scenario, in my opinion. I don't think we get to 320. I really don't. I think we can get into the 350s. But again, I'm telling you that I believe that inflation is going to peak in the summer and then ease throughout the rest of the year. And that'll allow the markets to breathe a little bit into the end of the year. So between earnings for Q2 and then guidance going forward, that's going to show how many CEOs and CFOs think that we're going into a recession. And then you're going to get inflation. All of that information, I'm going to walk my THD fam through all of this as these data points and these numbers come out. But the Fed is fixated on these data points. These data points are going to dictate what the Fed is going to do. What the Fed's going to do dictates the possibility of a recession, and the possibility of a recession dictates what the stock market does. Okay, so these are the things that you need to be paying attention to, and you need to understand. If you don't understand it right now, don't worry about it, guys. That's why you have myself. That's why you've got the 8 other professional traders that are mods inside True Trading. We do a lot of that heavy lifting for you. I'll always make sure you guys are informed of what's going on, what information's coming out, and how it can impact the markets.
Awesome. All right. What do you think so far? Some good questions?
Yeah, great questions.
All right, next one. You ready?
Ready? Fire.
Little bit off topic from what we're discussing right now, but still, I see these questions all the time.
Uh-huh.
All right, Mike, what are trading algos and how do they affect markets? Can retail traders use them? And what is your opinion of them? Start with what they are, then go into how do they affect markets? Can retail traders use them? And what is your opinion of them?
It's a loaded question. So trading algos are just computerized programs. There's different kinds of algos. There's ones that actually execute trades. There's ones that give you trade signals. So the ones that execute trades, a lot of hedge funds use algorithms. In the hedge fund world, they call them a black box. We had a black box at the hedge fund that I was working at. We had a human element, and we also had a computerized element that was an algorithm. Actually, Goldman Sachs stole our lead developer, who was actually who developed the code for our black box. But so those are the two different kinds. Okay. Now, I'm not crazy about algos because there's a lot of people out there that claim to have successful algorithms that give you signals or whatever. They can do the trading for you. Most of the algos that I have seen, and a lot of people throughout my career have brought algorithms to me. Most of the ones that I've looked at, most of the ones that I've seen were terrible. The signals that they give are not accurate. They're not consistent. They're not reliable. Yes, sometimes they're right. And then you see people that they'll boast about, oh, algo picked up this trade, but that's one winning trade out of 5 that they'll talk about. So there's some that are just completely arbitrary, but there are very good algorithms out there. The whole hedge fund space and the whole financial world operates off algos. 80% of the volume that's transacted on the New York Stock Exchange throughout the course of a day is done through computerized trading. But those are the best of the best. The best algorithms are not, the ones that are being boasted by some random person on TikTok. Okay, those are not the best algorithms that are out there. The best algorithms that are out there are behind the scenes, locked up in proprietary protection and IP for Goldman Sachs and all the different hedge funds from around the world. So I'm not really crazy about algos in the sense that there's a lot of people that promote an algo because it's a sexy term and everyone thinks it's like, ooh, an algo. But most of what I've seen from the retail side is BS. But successful algos run the market, from a hedge fund standpoint. So you just got to be careful of, what type of algo or where you're getting involved in an algo. I hope that, like I said, it's a loaded question, but I hope that helps kind of clear it up a little bit.
All right. No, it was good. All right. Next question. How does someone with a small trading account take advantage of this volatility? And I think that before you get into that, maybe explain, or let me explain what I mean by small trading account. So by small trading account, I mean under PDT, which is the pattern day trade rule. So you can explain what that is in a second. And, let's call it anywhere between a couple $100 and 10 grand, right? So go ahead. How does somebody like that under PDT take advantage of this volatility?
Okay, so a couple different things. If you have a very small account, right, like just a couple $100 or something like that, you got to learn how to trade options. Okay, options are a fantastic way for people with small accounts to start to build their accounts and to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that are in this market. If you don't know how to trade options, don't worry about it. Okay, we cover all this stuff for you. We'll teach you how to trade options. Okay, we will literally show you guys how to do all this. We actually have multiple courses within our curriculum that teach you about options. We have specific webinars and workshops that are hosted that cover options specifically. We have moderators that cover options training and option trades specifically. So if you guys don't know how to trade options, don't worry about that. We're going to teach you that. It's part of our curriculum. Joe, you know what, Joe, can you do me a favor, bud? Can you just post the link of our syllabus inside the chat? Guys, listen, if you're not a member of TTG and you're just curious about like what's the stuff that you're going to learn as a member, you can click on the link that we're posting in chat right now. That's going to be our syllabus. So you'll see, like, you'll learn options, you'll learn a bunch of other stuff, obviously, as well, not just options, as a member to Trading once you guys go through the curriculum. Okay. So it's important, I think, for people to realize that options is a way for you to really be able to get in there and take advantage of this opportunity. Like you don't have to look at, Tesla's a $700 stock. I don't have the money to trade that. Apple 135, can't trade that. Like, no, you can trade them. You just have to trade it through an option, and we'll teach you guys how to do that. The other, the other part of that is if you're under PDT rule, okay, you want to learn how to start implementing a swing trading type of style also. Okay. And that will teach you as well. We have courses dedicated to swing trading. So for those that are brand new, if you don't know, swing trading means you're going to buy something today and you'll sell it tomorrow or any day thereafter. A day trade is you're going to get in today, you're going to get out today. Okay. Swing trade, get in today, get out tomorrow or any day thereafter would be a swing trade. That's exactly what I did on a trade that I told everyone on this live stream about on Friday. I told you guys Friday, I'm entering a new swing trade. I was live while the markets were open. I told you about this trade. And now today, members are peeling off over 60% profit on the option from a swing trade, which is exactly what we're talking about here now. So you'll learn all this stuff as a member of True Trading Group. Yes, way to go, Julie. Julie's like, I made 60% in at 375, sold at 603. Boom.
Nice. Congrats, Julian. Next question. Mike, there is a lot of opportunity within True Trading Group, and you can talk about that in a second, but True Trading Group within the chat, and even if you're not in the chat with our mobile app, which you can explain as well, we have many different trade alerts throughout the day, right? And many different moderators with many different styles, literally something for everyone. And you guys are literally sporting an over 80% win rate since I believe it's for well over 2 years at this point.
Collectively, yeah.
Collectively. I got to know, how does one avoid, or how do you keep from FOMO as a member of True Trading Group? Because it always seems like there's something to go after or something to do. What is your best advice, or how do you keep grounded? How do you keep from chasing FOMO? Because as you know, chasing FOMO, you can make mistakes and get into something too late or too early or whatever.
Yeah, you don't want to go chasing waterfalls, Adam. So, great question. Okay, and this is actually something that I just talked about during Trader Palooza, which was this past Saturday. That was the 12-hour long training and education workshop that we did with our members. That was Trader Palooza on Saturday, and I actually talked about this and helping resist FOMO. I'll give you guys 2 tips on how to resist FOMO. One is a question you can ask yourself. This is an easy one, right? This is the easiest one to help you guys resist FOMO. If you look at a stock and it's making a big move and you feel like you missed it, you're scared, your fear of missing out. That's what FOMO stands for. Ask yourself this question. If you were already in the trade, what would you be doing at this very moment? If the answer is you'd be taking profit if you were already in the trade because the stock's already made a 20% move, you just answered the question for yourself. You are chasing it. If a better you would be selling the stock at this moment, then the worse you should not be buying it. So ask yourself that question. If I was already in this trade, what would I be doing at this moment? And that can help prevent you from falling victim to FOMO and chasing trades. The other side of this is more mental and more mindset and perspective. You need to understand that your job as a trader is not to catch every stock that's making a move. That's not your job. Your job is to identify opportunities in the market where you have a high probability of executing or implementing, rather, your strategy successfully. That is your job. Just because a stock goes from $5 to $10 does not mean it was a setup or an opportunity where you could have implemented your strategy. So go find an opportunity where you can. Owning your style and your strategy, and this is something that we teach people in True Trading Group, is how to identify a strategy and a style that works best for you. That's going to be based on and determined by your personality traits, but also your lifestyle, not fancy dinners and vacations, but how much time are you able to be in front of a computer during the day? Those things will determine what style and strategy of trader is going to work for you. Beginners make a huge mistake. Beginners go on YouTube. They see this person made 10 grand today. I'm going to follow and do what that person does. Now, that person might be a good trader, but you're never going to be able to do what they're doing because maybe that person is a scalper and they're in and out of trades within seconds or minutes. Meanwhile, you're driving, you're driving an ambulance for a living, or you're teaching a class of third graders for a living, or you're working a construction site, or you're in an auto mechanic shop. You can't get in and out of trades in seconds or minutes. So that's going to be a style that's not going to work for you. You've got to find your identity as a trader. We help you do this in True Trading Group, which is why there's 8 other professional traders aside from myself that all have their own style and strategy, because I think it's very important for beginners to get exposure to a variety of different trading styles to help you figure out which one's best for you. And we'll help you do that. Okay. So, owning your style and knowing that every single trade is not going to be perfect for your style. There's going to be some setups where your style is perfect. There's going to be others, yours is the worst. That doesn't mean that you're a bad trader. That just means that's a stock that's not for your style and your strategy. Go find one that you can. And once you come to grips with that, and like I said, this is more mindset and perspective. Once you come to grips with that, it's easier to just look at a trade and be like, oh, that wasn't for me. And then move on and find something else. Own your style, folks. The pros and cons alike.
Let's keep it moving. Mike, what is more important, following a TTG mod correctly on their trades or being able to execute your own trades, and why?
It's more important to be able to execute your own trades. Obviously anyone can follow a TTG mod on a trade. I mean, we tell you guys exactly what we're doing. Before we even enter trades, we're on the microphone telling you what we're doing. And when our orders actually execute, you get the notification in chat with the price of the entry to let you know when a mod is entered or exited a trade. So you can do that, obviously, if you want. But people will realize their full potential when they are able to execute their own trades and their own ideas. Okay. We teach people how to fish in True Trading Group. I don't want you to just rely on myself or one of the other moderators, because if you do, you work for me. You don't own your own business. And when you become a trader, that's your own business, folks. You are the ultimate entrepreneur as a trader. But if you just rely on me or one of the other moderators, you don't own your own business. You work for me. And then if something happens to me a year from now, that's it. You're done. You're never going to make money in the markets ever again. That's why it's important for you to get a real education and actually understand how to do this. And that's when you realize your full potential. Even once you can execute your own ideas, sure, you can still follow me on my ideas if you like my ideas too, if my ideas make sense to you. But it's more important that you're able to be educated enough to identify your own ideas and then have the confidence to actually execute those own ideas. A lot of people struggle with having the confidence to pull the trigger, and that lack of confidence will typically stem from lack of knowledge and lack of success. And that's why they second guess themselves. So overcoming that, building that confidence, and with education comes confidence. That's when you're going to be able to really take your trading to the next level.
All right. Got another one here.
Hey, Joy Waters, how are you? Joy, it's been a while. I just saw Joy Waters said, I'm owning my style, trading from Hawaii, currently practicing channel trading with setup as reversals at top and bottom of channel and vertical spreads. Way to go, Joy. Just like the GameStop trade, right? That channel trade.
All right, Mike. Without getting too in depth, what are your top 3 favorite long-term stocks right now and why?
Oh, boy. So, all right. When you say long term, I'm going to go like long, like years out. Okay. Years out. 3 of my favorite stocks. When I say I'm talking like, 5, 7, 10 years from now, is AMD, Nvidia, and Snowflake. Um, I think semiconductors are going to struggle for the next year or so, maybe a little bit more than a year. But you fast forward 5, 7, 10 years from now, where technology is going with gaming, with AI, with virtual reality, with electric vehicles, self-driving, right? There's no denying that's where technology is going. Semiconductors are the brain that function that technology. So if you're bullish on technology in the long run, you got to be bullish on these semiconductors. And in my opinion, AMD and Nvidia have 2 of the best management teams in the entire semiconductor industry and have some of the best technology and products and innovation and creativity in the industry. I think that AMD right now is probably $80 a share. I think within the next 3 to 5 years, that's easily a $250 stock. Nvidia, I think, is $160 or something like that within 3 to 5 years. I think that's a $400, $500 stock. And Snowflake is another company, the software company where I love the management team. I love their technology. And I think that you go 5, 7 years from now, that company's a juggernaut, an absolute juggernaut. So those are 3 companies that I really do like, that I plan on being a shareholder for many, many, many years. I'm going to own shares in those companies. And on these recent pullbacks, I actually just bought Snowflake for the first time on June 17th. So I'll just pull up Snowflake, and I actually just bought Snowflake right there. Okay, so on this day right here, I added Snowflake in my long-term portfolio for the first time. There it is. That's my entry on Snowflake in the long-term portfolio. But I will be buying more. Okay, my THC family, I'll let you guys know. Okay, I'll let you guys know when I add more. Okay, but I will be adding more to my Snowflake position.
All right, very good. And let's keep those type of questions going. Mike, what are your top 3 favorite short-term stocks right now and why?
For the short term, I think you've got to stay, you got to stay safe for the short term. You got to be recession resilient. You got to look at companies that are going to pay you a solid dividend that will tend to outperform in a recession. I do believe the economy goes into a mild recession. I don't believe, and I think it happens, maybe by end of this year into next year, early next year. I think you get a mild recession. So I would say for the short term, you got to look at, like, you're looking like a year. I would say you got to look at some of the recession resilient stocks, and that's going to be like healthcare and consumer staples. And I'll give you 3 healthcare names just because it's like, take your pick. They're just as good as the others. Merck, MRK, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson. Okay, so these are 3 and these aren't the 3. I'm just giving you, like, take your pick out of these solid healthcare companies that pay you a pretty decent dividend that tend to do better if you get recessionary environments. Now let's talk about consumer staples. I'll give you 3 for those: General Mills, Pepsi, Coca-Cola. Okay, 3 consumer staple companies. These consumer staples, what are consumer staples? These are companies that are necessities. You have consumer staple and consumer discretionary. Consumer discretionary is Tesla, Lululemon, Amazon. Like those are consumer discretionary, where you don't need to buy their products. You want to buy their products, right? Like you don't need to buy AirPods. You want to buy AirPods, but you need to buy cereal, paper towels, toilet paper, tissues, lotion, toothpaste, right? Tylenol. You need to buy those things. You don't want to, you need to. And those are going to be your consumer staples. Okay. So you still got to buy food. You still got to buy, house supplies, right? Personal hygiene products. And those are going to be, those are going to be right up that alley. And I'd say that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good for kind of like in the short term. To give you guys some variety there for that.
All right, excellent. Now, check this out. You're the head trader at True Trading Group. You're the guy that people should listen to, even though you have a terrible background right now, and it looks like you're literally doing a school project. My question to you is, please explain. And look, there's a lot of people on here. And before we answer this question, why don't you see how many people are new here? Because I want to see, because this is an important question to answer for a lot of new people. So go ahead.
Yeah, guys, let me see who here is not a member of True Trading Group. Type the letters.
We'll come back and answer that question.
Type the letters TTG if you are not a member of True Trading Group. Okay, if you're not a member of True Trading Group, go ahead, type the letters TTG. I want to see, who we have here that's on this live that is not a member of True Trading Group. I want to see, just type the letters TTG, guys, just real quick. All right, let's see. We got Jerome, what's up, man? Tracy, Trinidad, Mitch Holmes. Hey, guys, just keep typing TTG. I want to get a feel for who we have on the live that's not a member, just so I could kind of figure this out. Oh, Paros, welcome back. I think you were on the live just last night. We got Old Bastard, what's up? Fernando, AB, The Crow. Excuse me, Craig the Texan, Allison, Lax, Brian, Milyaj, Mateo, what's up? Ryan, Eternal Brothers, Mandy, welcome, guys. So a lot of new faces that are with us here today. Welcome all of you that are not members of True Trading Group. And then what was the question, Adam? I didn't catch. Did you ask the question?
No, I didn't ask it yet. I just wanted to see how many people were new here, because this next question is important for that. And let me pull it up. For the people that are new here, they've never seen you before. You got a New York Yankees hat on. You didn't think that wearing a white, or light colored shirt against a white background was a bad idea. A lot of these people saw you on Matt Kors earlier, and they see how professional he is with his setup. And he's not an award-winning hedge fund trader. He's just a good friend. He is a good trader as well, though. So my question to you is, Mike, please explain what makes you qualified to be the head trader anywhere, and especially in this market environment. Because there's a tremendous amount of people online. When the markets go down, they start a course business. When the markets go up, they start a course business. When you know what I mean? Everyone's selling courses and all that BS. So what is it about you that makes you qualified to be the head trader anywhere, and especially in this environment? And I know you're going to say trader of the year. Maybe dig a little deeper. Explain what the Trader of the Year award was, right? Because just saying Trader of the Year may seem like, oh, well, I mean, can I get an award for being, your friend of the year? So like people, be as specific as you can be. Give people, a real view of it for those that are new. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I mean, folks, listen, I didn't figure this stuff out in my mother's basement. I began my trading career working at a fund in New York City. And when I got hired, for the first 3 months of my employment, I had to sit in like a classroom setting with other new hires and go through like a 3-month training program before they let me touch even $1 of their money. And then 2008 happened and the stock market crashed, 50% from 08 to 09, 55 or 56%. It was the Great Recession, the worst recession any of you have ever seen. But yet that was the year that I received the Trader of the Year award. And that award was going towards the traders that the partners of the firm felt stood out in their performance and their progress throughout what was the craziest market time that we have seen. And my performance there really came from being short in the financial sector, like Goldman Sachs and a lot of the different banks. Lehman Brothers went bankrupt. Bear Stearns went bankrupt. I was short Bear Stearns going into that. That was the kind of the first little crack of the housing crisis was when Bear Stearns kind of went under, and then kind of the end of it was when Lehman Brothers went under. A lot of people don't know what those companies are, but they were huge investment banks on Wall Street that, it's like when you say JP Morgan, it was like Lehman Brothers, but a lot of people here today don't, may not even know what Lehman Brothers is, but it was a massive, massive investment bank that actually went bankrupt during 08, 09. And same thing with Bear Stearns. Bear Stearns was nowhere near as big as Lehman Brothers, but still a very big investment bank. And these are, my short positions on those is really what enabled me to kind of stand out in my performance and receive one of those awards. So it's like I was trained in this environment. I lived through this environment way worse than this. 08 was the worst yearly decline that the S&P 500 has ever had, 38%. 38%. When the year was over, the S&P was down on December 31st. The S&P was down 38%. That's the worst year the S&P's ever had. And that's the year that I thrived. So it's like, what makes me
Can't tell if he's frozen or what. I think he's frozen. Either that or he just caught himself in his feels. Hang on one second, guys. He'll be back, and he's back.
Oh, you lost
hey, man.
Me? Where'd you lose me?
Something about Lehman Brothers.
Oh. So I was talking the whole time. Yeah, Lehman Brothers was a huge investment. I don't know where you guys lost me, so I'll just kind of pick up in the middle. Lehman Brothers was a huge investment bank that was around forever, and they went bankrupt. Bear Stearns was another investment bank. They went bankrupt, and I actually shorted a lot of the financials during the 08 crisis, and that was, kind of what helped me kind of receive that award. So, it's what makes me qualified, guys. I mean, I didn't, like I said, I was trained by professionals, and I've lived through this environment way worse than this. I've traded way worse than this environment. The markets were down at the end of 2008. By December 31st, the S&P was down 38%. It's the worst one-year decline the S&P's ever had. And now we're sitting down, like 20% on the S&P. So I don't see this getting as bad as 2008, 2009. I don't see it getting anywhere near as bad as 08, 09. But what makes me qualified is, whether you join True Trading Group or not, you guys have to make sure you understand the background of the people that you're getting your guidance and your education from. And when you guys join True Trading Group, you're getting a simplified version of what I learned working at the fund, as well as access to a lot of the tools and resources that professional traders use and that we were taught to use. And that's how professionals make better decisions. Professionals don't go on Reddit and Twitter and read, who has the most retweets and let me go buy the stock that they told me to buy. That's not how professionals do it. So why are you doing it that way? Getting access to the right tools to give you more information and understand that information so you can make better decisions. That's what, that's what increases your chances of success.
Excellent. And then I think the question that that everyone wants to know, right? I think what it boils down to is this: are members actually making money inside of True Trading Group in this environment?
You bet your ass they are. Okay, and I'll prove it to you.
What does that mean coming from you?
I'll prove it to you. Guys, if you're a member of True Trading Group right now, if you are a member, I want to know if you're making money in this environment. Okay, I want you guys to type the $ in chat right now. So again, if you're a member and you're making money in this environment, you guys are becoming better traders now because of TTG. I want you to type the $ in chat right now. Now, if you're not a member, I would just pay attention to how many people type the $ in chat right now. Because these $ are these $ are coming from your peers. These are people that found TTG the same way that anyone that's not a member, the same way you did. That's you found one of these live streams. However, the reason, whether it was from Matt, somebody on Twitter, YouTube suggested it to you, for whatever the reason you found this live stream, that's how all these people got involved in True Trading Group. They have all the same excuses that you have: small account, full-time job, no time, lost money before, no experience, but yet now they're typing the $ telling you that they're making money. It's not a coincidence, guys. It's amazing what an actual education and access to proper tools, it's amazing what that can do to your chances of success.
Excellent. Now, the next thing that we get a lot, see, a lot of people, I think, and we get this because we have a trial. People sign up for the trial, and a lot of people don't really, they'll ask us like, well, do we get alerts? Do we get this? Do we get the tools? Do we get the courses? What is actually included with a TTG membership? What is actually included there? And then when we're done with this part, then let's get into the GME trade and the swing trade, and we can talk about that. But what is actually included with True Trading Group right now?
Yeah, so guys, that's a thing. That's the thing about TTG. Like we are a platform. We're not just like a chat room where you get trade alerts and that's the only value to the membership. I mean, obviously you get the trade alerts from all of the mods, but the other value here is that when you guys join True Trading Group, you get access to all of our tools and all of our courses free. It's included with your annual membership. There are no upsells for tools or courses in TTG. Okay, so when you join the annual membership, you get access to all of it. Now, we have negotiated deals with a lot of the top financial tech companies out there that if you went to them directly, you're going to spend about $5,000 a year. Like we have Benzinga's real-time news feed and Squawk Box. Okay, that'll cost you $1,400 if you want that. If you go to
I think just to give people a little bit more idea of what it is that they're getting. Do you mind if I help you walk through this part?
Sure.
All right. So just pay attention with me because they like your voice, but they like my tech. One of the things that we offer as a member of True Trading Group is you get access to quote streams, real-time, full book, level 2 data. Okay, Mike, maybe you can explain the significance behind that.
You guys, it's full book, so it's all the market makers that are listed.
And why does somebody need that?
Well, it'll show you all the order flow. It shows you all the buy orders. It shows you all the sell orders.
That? What's the significance of it? Why would you need to see that?
Why would you need to see that? I mean,
yeah, I know it's a stupid question, but go ahead.
I mean, yeah. Seeing all of the order flow, guys, will let you be able to say, okay, well, here's support, here's resistance, here's a lot of buy orders, here's a lot of sell orders, and to help you identify where support and resistance levels lie. So, getting full book level 2 will show you all of the market makers, not just the ones that your broker is going to show you, depending on the service that they're using, because there's going to be a lot of other market makers that could be in the market and could have orders, but you're not going to actually see them. So getting that full book is important.
So the cost of this is $93.75 a month. if somebody wants this on their own, right? So we've actually gone ahead and got this for our members. So when you sign up, it's not like you're getting some variation of this. You are literally getting the $93.75 per month, which comes out to, let me see here, $11.25 a month. I'm sorry, a year. $11.25 a year just for that data. Okay?
It's more than our entire membership.
Now, again, the reason we can offer this is because we spent years going to these companies, working relationships, and saying, hey, if you, if we essentially, when somebody signs up, if we pay you up front for that person for the year, give us a bulk discount. And we work this out over the years. This is why we're a platform. Next up, Benzinga Pro newsfeed. Mike, talk to me about the newsfeed and Squawk. Why is this so important?
The speed in which traders get their news matters. Traders that get the news first win, plain and simple. You're able to react faster, and that can be the difference between you making or losing hundreds or thousands of dollars. So this Benzinga newsfeed will give you news as soon as it crosses the wire. And it also gives you a Squawk feature where instead of you having to read the news, you can just turn on your speakers and a human will read the news as it comes across the wire. So you can just listen. You don't have to like, oh, look, here's and pull it up and read through. Like you have a person that just reads you headlines as they come across the news wire. So, if you went to Benzinga, you're going to spend about $1,400 a year to have access to
literally $117 a month, which is $1,404 a year.
There you go.
That is the actual price. So right now we have 1125, 1404. We're at 2529 is what we're up to. Next, inside of True Trading Group, we have. So you get the actual Benzinga newsfeed from Benzinga. Next, I don't know if you guys have heard of Unusual Whales. Okay, Unusual Whales is a site that will give you options flow data, dark pool data. They have options profit calculator, real time options chain information. They're using a feed from a company called CBOE, and guess what? So are we. And we provide the exact same information and the exact same feed to you, included with your True Trading Group membership. And here, you pay $300 a month for 10 months. Let's see what this comes out to. Yeah. So let me go back one. Let's see. $395 a year is what they're charging. So let's add another $395. Now we're up to $29.24. All right. You as well have access to the same screener functionality as you do with FinViz Elite. The difference is that you have real-time streaming data from Polygon, which is one of our data partners. It's the same company that powers data for the Motley Fool, Public.com, for Google, and even the Securities and Exchange Commission. You have the exact same real-time data. This is also where all of our crypto data comes from. And then this is just a small piece of it. You are getting access to roughly $5,000 worth of tools, even if you never touched a course, never took an alert. The amount of money that you save by coming over to our platform is something that's extraordinary. And then I'll save this part for last. We have a licensing agreement with TradingView. If you're on this stream and you trade at all, you will know what TradingView is. TradingView is the leading charting software. We have a licensing agreement with them. They have given us full access to their core code for their charts. The difference for us is that when you sign up for True Trading Group, you get immediate access to TradingView Premium, the most expensive one, but you are getting real-time streaming data with it immediately at no extra cost. Okay, so at $49.95 a month, you're paying roughly $600. But with us, it is 100% included. And this is just a small sampling of everything that you get with us. So I apologize for kind of stealing your spiel, but I wanted people to get an idea and see that they're getting some pretty amazing tools when they sign up for us. This is what makes us different. Okay, this is what makes us different. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, exactly.
Because every night you come on here and you kind of whisk through it and you show it, and there's a lot of stuff to digest. But there's a lot of members that have saved money just from coming on, even if they never took a trade. And currently, let me see what we're up to. Give you guys a live member count of True Trading Group right now. Currently, we are at 9,554 members at True Trading Group. You're frozen again, Mike?
No. Am I? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I was saying we're at 9,554 members inside of True Trading Group.
There you go, folks. That's the TTG fam.
Yep. Seems like this may be the spot to be. We're also 5-star rated on Trustpilot with over, I don't even know how many reviews we have right now. Definitely over 1,600.
Oh, yeah. We're way over 1,600, yeah.
So anyways, why don't you tell people how to sign up? Let's do that quickly. And then we can spend the last, 30, 40 minutes going over the swing trade.
Sure. Yeah, guys, what I'll do here now is I'll spend about 5 minutes. I'll tell you guys how you can join the platform. I see there's a couple of people that were asking about, the price of the membership and everything. We'll go over this and I'll break it down for you guys as we are rolling into our July 4th sale. So if you guys are interested in the platform, the time to take advantage of this is now, as the price is starting to move higher. And it's basically the sooner that you join before July 4th, it's the more money that you save. So, what you're going to be doing here now is that the price of the teaching membership is normally $2,212 for the year. However, with this July 4th sale, the price is down by 52%. Okay. It brings the price down to just $1,050. All right. If you think that's a lot, that's $2.88 a day. Okay. Also think about how much that you've lost trying to figure this out on your own, being in the wrong community, having the wrong tools. How much would you still have in your account if you started with the right tools and actually went through and learned something before you guys started? When you think of it that way, the 1050 sounds like a no-brainer, and that's because it is. You also get 2 small private study group sessions when you guys join. That's going to be a chance for you to get some individual attention from a TG mod in a small group setting, so you can ask questions and go over, lessons and topics that you're having a hard time with. This way we can speed up your learning curve. And then last but certainly not least, I put my money where my mouth is. I told you results matter in True Trading Group. When I say results, I mean your actual P&L matters at True Trading Group. And that's why anyone that joins TTG, if you go through our courses, our quizzes, and attend a study group and fail to make your membership feedback at least once during your membership, then at the end of your year, I will give you not just your $1,050 back. I will give you double. Yes, I'm going to give you $2,100 at the end of your membership if you have failed to make the $1,050 back, not even one time, after going through the courses, passing the quizzes, and attending a study group. I have no problem offering that to anyone because, guys, I see the results that our members have. Okay, we have a refund rate of just 2.41% since 2016. And we have a retention rate of around 78%. 78% of our members are renewing or updating their membership to lifetime. And that is why I'm able to confidently offer you a double your money back guarantee. I have no problem. I told you guys the results matter, and we measure your results by your actual P&L. And that's why we offer the double your money back guarantee. You won't find a single other company or group or service or program or platform out there that's going to offer you that. You just have to ask yourself why you think that is. All right. You've got to go to ttgoffer.com, enter the coupon code TTG121. That'll bring you down to the $1,050 price. The price is going to say $2,212. You got to manually enter TGD121, click apply code. That'll then reflect the 1050 price point. If you are currently a trial member and you want the 1050 price point, you have to log into your trial member dashboard first, then click the green join now button, then enter the TTG121.
Yeah, you know what? Let me actually show them because we get a lot of confusion with this.
Yeah, why don't you show them, make it easier.
Yep. So all current trial members, I don't know how many are in here right now, but this is what you would do. And again, this is going to be valid till midnight tonight. And then at midnight tonight, we're going to move to 1100. And then trial members, your price will be on your dashboard. But if you want to take advantage of it right now, you have between now and any time, between right now and any time before midnight. So this is the trial member dashboard. You're going to scroll to the top. You're going to click the big green join now button right there. It's going to take you to this checkout page. You're going to see this code on top. You're going to ignore it. And you're going to come right down to the coupon code section, type in TTG121, hit enter or click apply code. Very important. You have to hit enter or click apply code. And then you will see that the price changes. It'll say your total is now $10.50. The coupon code is applied. You're saving 52%, so on and so forth. Then you will go ahead and your info should be populated in here. You'll go down to the payment section, enter your name on the card number, or if you want to use PayPal, and then check out. And it is literally that simple. That is for any existing trial member. You must log in first to your member dashboard and then click join now. If you don't, it will not work. Also, any new member that comes to TTG, let me log out. I'll show you that real quick. If you're a new member, you've never been a trial member before, and you want to sign up, you just go to ttgoffer.com, right, in your browser. And again, this is going to be good anytime between now and midnight tonight, Eastern, okay? On this page, you will use TTG121 in the coupon spot. You will hit enter or click apply code in blue. You will then enter all your information, come down here, enter your credit card or PayPal, click checkout. It is a secure checkout. All right. You can see our reviews down here. We also have a phone number for you to contact us on the page. And then also you will get a full list of everything you get by signing up to True Trading Group, a full list. All right. So that is how you sign up. This offer is good until midnight tonight, and then we move to 1100, and we continue to walk it up throughout 4th of July sale until we get back to that 2212 price point. Okay. The price that you sign up with tonight is the price that you will pay next year. And that's very important because our price will be more expensive next year. You are locking in your price.
Yeah.
Okay. That is extremely, extremely important. You're also going to get 2 small private study groups. These are huge because what's going to happen is you're going to be able to get in a small group, really intimate time with Mike and the other mods to really go over anything and everything that you want to go over with your trading. And you're going to be interacting with people in a small group that maybe have the same struggles or the same successes or the same questions that you have or questions you never thought of. And it's really something special when we do them. And you're going to get 2 of them, per year. So it's pretty amazing. I don't know if you have anything else you want to add for the small private study groups, but those are fantastic.
Yeah, listen, the small private study groups, guys, are where you're able to actually make sure. It's one thing for you to go through courses and stuff on your own, right? But to actually be able to talk to one of the pro traders and maybe say, hey, listen, I was going over this in the courses the other night. I didn't understand it. Can you explain it maybe a little bit more in depth? Just to make sure that we can speed up your learning curve. Instead of you going about the education process by yourself, when you join TGD, we always say, welcome to the family. And we mean that. Not only the moderators, but the members themselves are more than willing to help you guys. And that's why in that small group setting, you can interact with members, interact with the moderators, and be able to really, like I said, make sure that your questions get answered and we can speed up that learning curve.
All right. All good. Let's get into the GME trade.
All right, let's do it. Guys, listen, great trade. Okay, I told you guys on Friday that I was taking a swing trade on GameStop. I did it right here on this live stream. So everyone that attended my live stream on Friday, I went over that, and we went live at 3 p.m. Eastern on Friday while the markets were still.
Real quick, we almost forgot. If you are if you used to be a trial member, or you're a former TTG member and you want to come back, or if you're having any trouble signing up for our membership, send a text message to me at 786-505-4221. 786-505-4221. You have to text that number. Don't call it. Text it. I am the one that will be replying to you guys when you text that number. All right? There you go.
Awesome. Yeah, guys. So this GME trade, all right, I told you about it on Friday. Okay, we went over the entire game plan. I got a quick video clip. It's a couple minutes long where I announced the swing trade on Friday, and I went over the analysis that I had with that swing trade and what the game plan was. So let's go ahead. We're going to play this quick video clip from you guys. All right, it's a couple minutes long. This is from Friday afternoon's live stream. I was waiting for it to load up here on the back end. I originally shorted GameStop at $140.20. And I alerted members, if they wanted to follow me on that trade, they can buy the July 8th expiration $138 strike put option. At the time of that alert, that option was around $11. All right. So we're going to go ahead right now. We're going to play this video clip. It's a couple minutes long. This is from Friday afternoon's live stream, folks. Let's go ahead and play that clip. Let me update you guys on my swing trade. Right, I told you guys earlier that there was a swing trade that I entered today, and I shorted GameStop. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. All my meme traders, don't yell at me. I shorted GameStop today, and it's a beauty. All right, we shorted GameStop today, and it was a beauty. The bulk of my position is off the table already, so we shorted GameStop. We took profits off into this move down here. I took profits twice on the GameStop short. You know, I read this as a failed breakout over 145, which was a key level for this stock, right? This 145 was resistance for the last 3 days. For the last 3 days, GameStop could not get over 145. It got over 145 today, and I think a lot of traders got very excited that it broke over 145, but then they forgot that there's still a major level of resistance on GameStop at 150. And 150 is the previous double top from May and June. And then also it's the 200-day moving average. So once we got all the way up to 150 this morning after the 145 break, a lot of heavy selling pressure came into the name. And that 145 level was unable to hold. And the stock just rolled it right back over as a lot of longs, I think, realized, oh, crap. You know, that resistance level up there at 150 with the 200-day moving average is still very much intact. And I think a lot of long traders bailed on the trade. So we got short GameStop, and then we caught this entire move today. Okay, just a huge move to the downside. I already took profits off twice. So bulk position is off the table. Where's the safest place for profit? It's in your pocket. It's in my pocket. So that's already locked in. But I am going to carry some of this position over the weekend. Okay, I am going to carry this short over the weekend. I'd like to see the stock stay underneath 140 now, but 132 is a level of support. Okay, there is structural support on GameStop at 132, and I'll make this line a little bit bigger just so you guys can all see, those of you that are on smaller screens. Okay, 132, you can see a double bottom there today, right? You see previous support there on the 17th. Prior to that, it was resistance on the 17th. And then as I pan back even further, heavy resistance on the 15th. And then as I go back even further, heavy resistance on the 10th. Do you see how heavy resistance again on the 9th? So you see how these levels, this level is significant to the price action on GameStop. So we anticipated this support being there at 132. 132 was a profit target for us. I literally took profit. I covered some of my short at 132.65. That's 132.65. I covered the bulk of my position on the GameStop short, but I am still holding some because if you break underneath 132, there really isn't a lot of structure support left on GameStop. And then I think the stock just drops back down into the mid to low 120s. But that's going to take a couple of days for the stock to make that move. Not something I expected today. Not even something I necessarily expect on Monday. But I think by Wednesday, Thursday, you could see GameStop in the 120s. I'd ideally like for the stock now to stay below, like I said, make my life easy, stay below 138. But, you know, we're short from over 140 and took profits off there, 132s. You know, I'm in the driver's seat. I've got a lot of cushion left, and I'm going to hold the rest of this position. Okay, I'm going to hold the rest of this position. And what I'm going to look for, essentially, for those that are trying to follow my trade. What I'm looking for is this resistance, and I'll draw this line on my screen. Looking for that resistance level to hold. And I'm just looking for GameStop to do this. Bloop. That's it. Just looking for GameStop to do this. Okay. Not necessarily like in one day like that, but that's the move I'm looking for. And then you have a nice support level down here around 120, the high teens, right? You guys can see the support that you have there on GameStop from early June. And you have, and now it looks like GameStop has formed a nice little channel. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm trading a channel, right? I'm trading a channel. And there you have it, folks. All right, there you have it. That's exactly what GameStop is doing. Adam, if you could just go full screen real quick, just so I can they can see while it's still fresh in their head. You saw how I drew that red candle there for GameStop on that video, and you can see exactly what we drew on Friday's live stream is exactly what's coming to fruition. I said maybe by Wednesday we get to the low 120s. I was a day off. We got there today. The low of the day today, $122, okay, and 28 cents. And that is the low of the day today. I did add back to full size position today. So we're going to recap that. But first, we've got to welcome Tom. Tom is the newest member of the TTG family. So everybody welcome Tom, newest member of the group. So like I said, guys, if you guys want, okay, that offer is valid until midnight tonight. You just have to go to ttgoffer.com and enter the TTG121 coupon code. That'll get you a 52% discount, drops the price to $10.50. That's less than $3 for the entire year. I mean, $3 a day for the entire year. If you guys want to jump on that $10.50 price point before the price jumps to $1,100. It was just $1,000. Now it's $10.50. It's going to go to $1,100. It's going to continue to get walked up till you get back to the $22.12. So if you guys want to jump on that 52% discount, the July 4th sale, jump on it now. It's good until midnight tonight, and then the price is going to go to $1,100. So again, that's ttgoffer.com. If you have questions about the membership, send a text message to 786-505-4221. The phone number is at the bottom of your screen. You guys can jot it down, send a text message to that number if you have any questions about the membership. All right. So there it is, folks. There's that beautiful trade on GameStop, exactly what it was that we were looking for. Let's go into a little bit more of an intraday setup here so we can see things more clearly, because I did tell you on Friday that I did cover the bulk of my position on Friday, okay, in front of 132. We got to welcome Armand. Armand's the newest member of the TTG fam, guys. Welcome, Armand. Glad to have you part of the group. Glad to have you part of the fam. Armand, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so here's Friday, right? So here's Friday. This is where we covered, right, the bulk of our position on Friday in front of 132, right? So we got down to bulk position. Then you had a big sell-off on Monday, and we took another piece of profit off on Monday right there. Now, at that point, okay, and at this point, we're down to a small piece of this position. Today, the markets open up, and then we start to put in this wedge pattern. Okay, I'll make this a little bit more clear for you guys. We start to put in this wedge pattern pre-market. And let's not forget, when the markets opened today, we were green, significantly green. The markets opened very, very strong, but GameStop was still red. This stock has been relatively weak for the last couple of days. We talked about it on the live stream. And then today, inside this wedge, what did I do? Because again, I'm down to small position now, right? We got short here. This was the initial short. Okay, right here is the initial short. We took profit. So now I'm down to a small piece of my position. I wanted to add back. So inside this wedge, noticing GameStop is relatively weak today, I did exactly that. I added back to the GameStop short. Okay, added back to the GameStop short right there. And right there, I got back now to my full size position. So I added back basically back to full size after taking profits. And then we broke out of the wedge. And when the overall markets reversed, GameStop just completely rolled over and fell out of bed. And we just start ripping more profits off the table on the way down, getting back up from that full-size position. Now bulk profit off the table again, down to small size again on this trade, and I'm still short a piece, and I'm probably going to hold this for the next couple of days because eventually, let's go back now to the daily chart. Eventually, I think we get down to the bottom of this channel that you guys see down here. You see this nice support down there at the bottom end of this channel. I think eventually we do get down to this area. And then you want to talk about like a month from now. A month from now, I think you see GameStop all the way back down here. So I really do think that there's more downside on GameStop, especially if we break 115. I think this stock is in trouble. If GameStop breaks 115, and I think it's going to drift back down towards 100, maybe even $90 over the next month or so, especially as volatility picks up and increases. And if you get earnings revisions get moved down in July, the markets move lower. I think GameStop goes back down there. But I'm not just going to hold this trade until we get there. I'll be flat down there underneath 120 in front of 115. That's my final target. And then I'll look for a bounce back to like 123, reshort it, break 115, roll down to 100. I plan on trading this thing for the next month or so. Congratulations, my TC fan that caught this trade with me. This was a masterful trade, perfectly well executed. Congratulations, all those that capitalized on it. If you guys want to continue to trade this with me for the next couple of weeks, get your butts in chat. Go to ttgoffer.com. Okay. And guys, some people, that's why I said when I told you guys I was short GameStop, I did one of these. I was like, don't kill me. Guys, listen, I don't have any love affair with any individual stock. All I focus on is how to make money. And I saw an opportunity here to get short GameStop, and it turned out to be a beautiful trade. Over 60% profit on the put option that members followed along on. And I still think that there's more room here. May get a bounce from these mid-20s, but eventually I think we cover our final piece under 120 in the 1-teens. And then if we bounce, I'm going to short it again, and we're going to look for the thing to go down towards 100 in the next month or so. So that's going to be the game plan there with GameStop. So congratulations, everybody, all those who followed along. All right. Anybody have questions about the GameStop trade? Now's the time to speak.
I have a question.
Sure, man.
What kind of trading style would somebody have needed to make this trade? Like, who could have made this trade realistically?
Honestly, this is the type of trade that's perfect for people that are not able to be in front of their computer screen all day long. If you guys are working busy jobs, to be able to get into a trade on a Friday and then get out of the trade on Tuesday, you're not pressured to have to be in front of your computer screen all day long. You're not worried about every single, tick for tack and flip flop and zigzag that the stock's going to make. You're not worried about green candle, red candle, green candle, red candle. No, you're just letting the stock work its way through and letting the price action take care of itself. And you don't have to worry about all the ups and downs in and out 5,000 times like a scalper. Just get yourself into a trade, set the stop loss, set it and forget it, and then get your butt back to work. Go ahead, take your conference calls, go ahead, teach your classroom, operate the heavy machineries, operate on your patient, go into the courtroom, whatever it is that you do for a living, go ahead and do it. Just set your hard stop loss, follow the plan. And when I exit the trade, you'll get a notification on your mobile app that lets you know that I've exited the trade. And then at that point, you can log in from your phone and you can exit your trade if you want to follow what I'm doing. The mobile app is important for people that have full-time jobs, because if you can't be in front of your computer, as long as you can listen to music at work, you can be involved in chat, because the mobile app will actually let you see the screen share, listen to the audio analysis, and get real-time push notifications whenever a moderator enters or exits a trade. And that's how so many of our members are able to benefit from True Trading Group, even though they work full-time jobs. The majority of our members do have full-time jobs, but they're still able to make money. Now, listen, I'll prove this to you guys again here. Guys, if you're a member of True Trading Group and you have a full-time job and you're still making money in this environment, I'd like you to type the number 1 and tell me what you do for a living, please. So again, this is if you are a member, okay? If you are a member, type the number 1 and tell me what you do for a living if you work a full-time job and you're still making money in this environment. Now, for those of you that are not members, if you guys, think because you have a full-time job, you can't do this, I would just pay attention to some of the comments that come through chat. See if maybe you see your own profession. I'll read a couple of them, but I don't have to keep reading them through, though. Paramedic, auto sales, asbestos abatement, a trader. Way to go, Steve. Assistant accountant, Okay, machinist, right? So you guys can see a bunch of people that are just typing here: nurse, electrician, bakery owner, right? Registered nurse, UPS supervisor, retail seafood department manager, right? So you guys see like a lot of different types of professions coming through here: corrections officer, real estate, right? A lot of different people. I don't need to keep reading them, but you guys get the point. You can read some of these comments. These are members that work full-time jobs, but because of that mobile app and because of trade ideas and strategies like you saw before you right now in this GameStop trade, that's how members are able to make money while they're working a full-time job. All right. These are the opportunities that are out there for you. You just have to be able to identify them. And we do a lot of that heavy lifting for you, as you guys saw. I told you on Friday, gave you the entire game plan on Friday. I told you on Friday, we're short. Look for the support at 132. Take profit. Eventually, I think we get down to the low 120s. Here we are today at 122, 123. Perfectly executed trade. All right, guys. So there you have it, folks. All right. There you have it. So that wraps up kind of the educational part of this live stream. Again, congratulations, those that caught the GameStop trade. So tomorrow you got the final GDP number for Q1. We'll see what it finally comes in at. If it's minus 1.52, the last one was 1.51, and the one before that was 1.5. So we'll see if it comes in at 1.52, or if it comes in at 1.50, or if it stays at the 1.51 revision, which was the most recent revision that we got for Q1 GDP. We'll see what that is tomorrow. And then you have PCE data on Thursday. PCE is important. PCE, the Fed really follows PCE, guys. Okay, PCE. Oh, we got to welcome Raju. Raju, welcome. Okay, welcome to the TTG family. Welcome, Raju. Guys, like I said, okay, if you guys want to take advantage of the 1050 price point before the price jumps, it's 1050 until midnight tonight. After midnight tonight, it's going to jump to 1100. And it's going to continue to walk its way up until we end the July 4th sale. And then the price will go back up to the 2212. So you guys get the 52% discount right here, right now, by going to ttgoffer.com and enter the coupon code TTG121. I forgot to mention, tomorrow Jerome Powell speaks. So Jerome Powell speaking in the morning, I believe 9 a.m., I believe is when he's going to be speaking. I think Jerome Powell's comments could probably move the markets more than the GDP number tomorrow. But then PCE is going to be important. What is PCE? That stands for personal consumption expenditures. Personal consumption expenditures, I believe what the E stands for. What that essentially does is that measures, okay, the costs of everything that people that live in the United States, okay, everything they buy. It's the average price of everything that they buy. So whatever you spend money on, that gets factored into the PCE, okay? This is a number that the Fed watches very, very closely to get a read on inflation. So if the Fed is watching it, you should be watching it. Okay. So that's coming out on Thursday. So we have a lot going on here this week. Jerome Powell speaks tomorrow, the final GDP number. Okay. The final GDP number. And then you have the PCE data on Thursday. All right. So guys, I'm telling you, this is going to be, I think this is going to be a wild month of July. I think it's going to be a wild month of July, folks. I really, really do. All right. So let's see what happens. All right. Get your butts in chat. Don't try to trade this volatility on your own. Make sure you guys always are in the know of what's going on and what to expect. All right. What I'll do here now, that concludes the educational part of the live stream. So if you are not interested in joining the TTG platform, you guys can log off the live stream now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Don't miss out on these lives. We go live 6 days a week. All right, we drop golden nuggets to give you free lessons along the way. If you are interested in the membership, I'll show you the platform briefly so you can see all the tools and resources that you get with our membership. And then you guys can go to that ttgoffer.com to sign up, or you can send a text message to 786-505-4221 if you guys have questions. All right. But when you join the platform, you guys got to realize you're getting access to everything, which of course includes our chat room, where the mods and I share our screen. We're live on the mic, calling out our trades in real time. We're there with you from pre-market till after hours. And then you have the mobile app so that you guys can still follow along with what's going on in chat, even if you're not in front of your computer. You got the 2 private study groups I told you about so you can speed up your learning curve. And then you've got the Benzinga news feed. Adam talked to you guys about this. He showed you before. This will give you live up to the second news alerts right inside chat. Benzinga will charge you guys $1,400 to have access to this for the year. It's included with your membership. Don't pay it. We've already spent years building relationships with these companies to offer their products on our platform. You also have the TradingView premium charting software. It's one of the most commonly used charting softwares. This will cost you a few $100 a year. It's included free with your membership when you join for just the $10.50. You got the Trade Ideas scanner, which will cost you a few $100 a year. This makes sure you always focus on the hottest stocks during the day. Okay, this streams free on our platform every single day. We have a simulator that's used in universities across the nation that'll let you trade stocks and options with fake money, with real-time data, so you can practice implementing what you are learning in the courses. This will cost you just under $1,000 a year. Don't pay that. It's free with your membership, the True Trading Group. You can join TTG for just $10.50. Then you've got our own proprietary scanners that's similar to FinViz Elite. You can also let you scan for crypto. You've got dark pool data, unusual options activity, stuff that used to be only available to professionals. Now it's at your fingertips so you can make better decisions. George, welcome. Everybody welcome George, the newest member of the TTG fam. Welcome, George. Glad to have you part of the team. Everybody welcome George. Guys, remember, you have until midnight to get the $10.50. That's a 52% discount. You also get a trading journal that tracks your trades, gives you details and specifics so you can see what you're doing wrong. A social sentiment scanner will go through Reddit, StockTwits, and Twitter and tell you what ticker symbols are being mentioned most so you can stay ahead of the crowd. Analyst ratings, unlimited. Whatever company you're interested in, you'll get a report that shows how many analysts have a buy, sell, or hold rating. And that can really help you make your trading and investing decisions. Every day, the mods publish a watch list of the stocks they're looking at and also a game plan of how we plan on trading them. Then you have all the courses. The courses are a simplified yet expanded upon version of what I learned working at the fund. There's beginner and foundation courses, advanced options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto. It's all text and video, whatever's easier for you to learn. There's no upsells for courses. You don't join, then all of a sudden there's a VIP course that's another $1,000. It's all included when you pay the $10.50. There's a video library that's got nearly 300 hours of additional workshops and webinars like how to grow a small account, how to trade while working a full-time job, how to resist FOMO, getting started with options, just to name a few. And you guys can attend all these workshops live when you become a full-time member. It's time you invested in something that has a real chance of helping you reach your goals. Now, I can't promise you success. I can't guarantee you're going to be successful just because you joined True Trading Group. But I can promise you a real chance of developing the skills needed to become profitable as long as you're willing to put in a little bit of effort. And I can guarantee you, if you do not make the $10.50 back at least once after going through our courses, passing our quizzes, and attending one study group, I will give you $2,100 in return at the end of your membership if you have failed to make it back, not even one time during your year. That's how confident we are in our ability to help you become successful. Now, that double your money back guarantee holds us accountable, and it's there to protect you. But chances are you're not going to need it since we have only had to refund 2.41% of our members since 2016. And 78% are renewing their membership or upgrading to become a lifetime member. That tells you all you need to know about the success that members are having at TTG. Go to ttgoffer.com right now. Get yourselves involved. Send a text to 786-505-4221 if you have questions about this membership. And if you are a trial member currently and you want this $10.50 price point, log into your trial dashboard first, click the green Join Now button, then enter TTG121, and you guys will be good to go. We also have a 7-day trial. It's free. You can go to ttgthree.com. No credit card required, name and email. You get a full 7 days. So don't wait until Tuesday. Okay. Holidays and weekends do not count against your 7 days. You get 7 trading days with us. Okay. You get 7 trading days with us. You can go to ttgthree.com. That's TTG3. If you guys want to join our 7-day trial. The code word for tonight, my members, this is for members only. If you're not a member, don't worry about it. This is part of a $5,000 giveaway that we are doing with members. The code word is immediate. This is code word number 17 out of 18. The code word is immediate. Immediate is the code word for it tonight. That's it, folks. Thanks for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. Congratulations again, those that followed the GameStop trade. We'll see if we get more out of it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, turn on your notifications. Don't ever miss these lives. I will see you all in chat tomorrow. Jerome Powell talks at 9. GDP numbers coming out in the morning. PCE on Thursday. Q2 earnings starting up in July. More inflation data. Q2 GDP number in July. It's going to be a crazy month. Don't try to navigate these waters on your own. Take advantage of these opportunities. Get your butts in chat. Get educated. Get access to the tools. Make better decisions. I'll see you guys all in chat. Have a great night.